Hi Scorpio, welcome to your March 2020 reading. What a wonderful month we have ahead of ourselves, Scorpio, because in the month of March, our creativity, our self expression, our passions, our joy, the things that drive us, they are coming into focus. We will be having 7 planets working in positive energy with us, which will embolden us in the month of March, especially till 19th of March. The focus is very much on creating something that we are passionate about, creating something new that drives us from within, which we are passionate about from within, which we feel drawn to. This is the time when you feel good about yourself, you radiate confidence. It's the time to give birth to something that is truly joyful for you, that brings bliss to your life. It could be a fun activity, it could be just spending time with your children. It is the time when we create something unique. We get in touch with the child within ourselves and we give birth to something new in life. It could be a new creative project. It could be a new business that you're passionate about. It could be a new hobby that you want to take further to the next level. You will be appreciating your own talents lot more in the month of March. When Mercury and Sun are making a positive aspect with us, it is a period of confidence. It is a period when we can assert our will with ease. Our self expression becomes easy. Thoughts flow easily. Discussions flow easily. We are able to discuss our ideas with others with ease. It's the time of good news. It is a time when our positivity is enhancing the way we think. It is helping us dream more. It is helping us enjoy life more. It is softening the lens by which we look at life. This is the time when your children will be in focus as well if you are a parent. Or if there is a business that you consider like a child of yours, something that is very close to you, that you are passionate about, that is something that you have taken risk on yourself and done. That will come into focus, and Mercury is retrograde in this very same area of your life till 9th of March. When this happens, our passions go through a review process. And it is a very good aspect because we add to our joy, we add to our creativity, we add to the creative projects we have done before, and we add another level of productivity to it. We add another level of finesse to it. Creative projects are embellished. There might be something in the life of your children that you might be going back and forth over. And this is a process through which we have to go because we have to realize our role in their life or the lack of. Because this is the time when we are asked to release a little bit of control over the things that are out of our control as well and manage the reactions, emotional reactions to situations. There is a review of our confidence, our ability to take risk in life when it comes to our creativity, when it comes to our gifts. Can we let our gifts flow easily? This is not the time to doubt yourself. It's the time when the unique talents that we have, what's unique to you, what's unique to your identity, that comes to focus. And your faith in your ability to take a risk on those unique talents, on those unique creative talents come into focus. It could be art, it could be music, it could be financial creativity, it could be theater, it could be a business that you have created which is like a child to you. We reconnect with our joy here. What makes you happy? What makes you happy from within? The childlike joy, reconnecting with the child within. That is part of the process of this Mercury retrograde till 9th of March. We are being inspired, we are curious. We rekindle the romances and the passions that we had. And in the process of that, some of the old flames do come back to our life, or at least their memory comes back to our life. And the reason for that is not to reconnect with them or go back to them. Exes are exes for a reason, but to remind us that we have grown far apart from who we were before when we were with those people. So it's the time to reignite the fire towards the creative venture, towards the passion, towards the love of your life, who's there right now in your life, but it is not the time to create new affairs or new love or finding an ex, and then, an ex could come back in the life at this time. This is a time to figure out what you as a person enjoy and flow with things. See where they take you. This is the time to follow your bliss. Sun and Neptune both together are making a positive aspect with you. They're altering your worldview. And this is a process that has been long in coming. Neptune entered our house of joy in 2011 and it will stay there till 2026. When Neptune is in this house, it's a long process which many of us have already gone through, especially if you have planets between 0 to 18 degree, which is if you're a Scorpio sun born before 10th of November, you might have already gone through that process in the last couple of years. It changes our worldview dramatically. The lens by which we look at our life, that shifts dramatically when Neptune is here. We are drawn to the things that bring more joy to us. This is the time when we start receiving instead of going after joy. This is the time when we start opening ourselves to the possibilities that life has for you. Faith in your ability to pursue what your heart desires is created. So if there's a talent that you did not even see before that you have, that is discovered during this period. We discover our gifts. These are talents not on which we have worked very hard, though we may, but these are the talents that have come from beyond. These are the talents that we have been gifted with. These are karmic talents that we are supposed to be a channel for, that we are supposed to channel through and let them flow through us by being a good vessel, by being a good conduit, by being in the receiving mode of those gifts, of those positive talents. So the faith to be able to do that and the permissiveness to let that come through you, to let that flow through you, is the gift of Neptune. And right now Neptune is acting at 18 degree. So if you have planets around 18 degree or if you're around 10th of November born, you might be experiencing that right now. Our self-perception is completely shifted here because there is inspiration, there's creativity to reshape who you are fundamentally. We see who we want to be in a different way. Boundaries are lowered to some extent, so we can be eased into a new role. Life is sort of a play. It feels like a play when this is happening because we have a easier approach to life. We take on a easier approach to life. We take on a more spiritual, more philosophical approach to life. The rough edges, they are smoothened, and it does not happen through a process. It takes at least 2 years for each one of us to go through that process. But especially in this month, you'll feel this strongly because Jupiter and Neptune are working together and both of them are making a positive aspect with you. Life is a play. What character do you want it to be casted as? Because this is a situation in which we can play different roles. We can be casted as whatever you want to be. There's adaptability, there's fluidity to the situation. But at this time, we are told to stay flexible. We are told to be flexible to take on different roles. Try out those masks, try out those roles, try out who you want to be. Explore them. In the season of Pisces, which is what we are in right now, and it will stay so till 19th of March, we are asked to flow with it. We are asked to be adaptable to it, and Neptune will help you be that. We share our gifts and our blessings, which we don't know why we have, openly and freely. We are more compassionate, more permissive. We soften our flow of life so we can receive. We can receive instead of trying to control the outcome. So we can enjoy life while still working on our goals, and you'll be working on your goals in March quite a lot. Your ruler Mars and my ruler Mars, I'm a Scorpio rising as well. is in third house of communication, of commercial activity, of being out and about, making things happen. You would be doing all of that, but without the harshness and the burden of knowing where you want to take your life. Because this is where we are suggested to float a little bit with the current flow. And don't, it doesn't mean take a back seat, but try out what inspires you. That's why the title of this reading, and I kid you not, that was the sentence I wrote on my book. I start a book every year, every month actually, I start a book. And in January, that is what I channeled for me. Follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. It is like Marie Kondo of our life. If it feels not good, I don't force myself into it anymore. And I am the kind of person who has tried to control the flow of my life for the longest time. We try to listen to ourselves more. I try to listen to myself more, listen to what I truly desire, what is truly inspiring me, what feels right to me, being nicer to ourselves, letting ourselves be happy, letting ourselves speak out, letting ourselves tell our own body what feels right, what does not feel right, because we are an intuitive sign. You know from within what works for you and what does not, what lets you be who you want to be, and what does not let you be who you want to be. And this very much involves the people in your life as well. After this review of your creative activities, and even the review, there might be something new happening maybe in the life of your children. After you've gone through that process. On 9th of March, we have a full moon in the opposite house, in your 11th house. That is the house of networks. When we have a full moon in our house of networks, our place in the world, in the society, our positioning on a network, where do we stand in a business network, that comes into focus. Our networks come into focus, our friends come into focus, our society comes into focus, collective comes into focus. So from being focused on our own, we move to the point of how do I bring this passion, this creativity to the world, to a stage, to a platform. So something needs to be launched. For many of you who are in a creative field or who have a business of your own, this might be the time when you launch something, when we finally put something out there in the network, when we finally launch what we have been working on for a long time and bring it out to a larger set of people, or we just bring embellishment, the next level of growth in the network. We find the right contact, we find a new client, we find the right social presence. But more importantly, when a conclusion comes, when a full moon comes, which is a culmination of all that we've been working on for the last 6 months, something in our friends network or in our support network also shifts. Culmination sometimes brings ending. That's what I was telling you about. So when you are looking at what jives with you, what is your passion, what does your heart desire, what inspires you, you also look at who inspires you and who does not. And we look to detox our network, we look to detox the people who we are with. We look to find the right influences that inspire us. We find the right platform where we can be the inspiration or where we can be inspired. It becomes the time when our vision is put into action. And there is no better month to do it than this month, because we have 7 planets working in unison with us. They're supporting you. You'll be inspired. You'll be curious. You'll be passionate. You'll be rekindling old hobbies that you have. You'll be realizing the talents that you did not see before. We are required to flow with things. What inspires you? You are right. What you're feeling from within, that is right. Tell yourself every morning your intuition is right. You are a vessel. You are more than what you have been before. There are more than one ways to get where you want to go. And this aspect is helping you fall in love with your own life again. We we are merging with the higher octave of love. When Neptune is in a house of love, We realize a higher octave of love. We interact with people at a very different wavelength. We fall in love with people at a very different wavelength. People fall in love with you at a very different wavelength. It sort of softens the air around you. It softens how you interact with people. We share our life, we share our gifts, our blessings. We are more permissive here. That's why you have to be choosy about who you are being with. And you are naturally choosy about who you are with because you have Virgo in your house of friends. Your network is usually by its own design, it is detoxed. It is already at a stage where you are very, very private about who you share your passions with. You're private about who you share your intimate thoughts with. So it brings to focus one of those connections to fruition. It can bring a person who you've been sort of trying to be with, who's your friend, who's your business partner, who's your influential in your business network. It can bring that to culmination after 9th of March all the way till 24th of March. You'll be working very hard on making a dream come true. Your plan, your vision, your higher thought about who you want to become, a futuristic concept that you have of your life, you'll be working on making that happen. And at the same time, the people who are not part of your future vision, they will get detoxed. They will leave your life as a part of this next process. This will be very much supported by Jupiter. Jupiter is in your house of mind, thinking, communication this year. Saturn had been there for the last 2 years. We've been talking about it whole of last year. When Saturn was in your house of thinking and communicating for the last 2.5 years, since December 2017, Saturn has been there. It has been restructuring the way we communicate. It has been restructuring the way we think. Our mind has been reborn. Our skill set has been reborn. How we connect with our surrounding has been reborn. Through easy or tough lessons, Saturn has restructured our ability to communicate our point, and now Jupiter comes over there and starts reaping the benefit of all the work that has been done over the course of last 2 years in your house of communication. You've been prepared for this moment. You've been prepared in your confidence in communication for this moment. The ability to do well when it comes to communicating your point of view, when it comes to commercial activities, when it comes to writing, speaking, convincing people about your perspective, when it comes to inspiring a vision through your ability to communicate your perspective to a large set of people. This is where Jupiter is going to help you. Jupiter is going to bring opportunities for you to speak, for you to talk, for you to give guidance, for you to support other people, for you to have more self-belief in yourself and project it out and inspire people in that direction. It will bring out opportunities for expression, for connections, for speaking up, for sharing your worldview. You'll be finding yourself connecting a lot more with people. You'll be talking with a lot more with people. This is the house of education. We learn by interacting with a lot more people here. We learn from taking courses as well. Um, your speed of gaining information, it's like when Jupiter is in this house, it's like you're a sponge for information. You can absorb a lot of information in a very short period of time, and your ability to make that into something useful on a commercial basis is enhanced. And in the month of March, we also have Mars, your ruler, in this house. So you will work on this month. You will be communicating more. You will be talking to people. You'll be interacting with people. You'll be sharing your perspective. You'll be acquiring knowledge. You'll be working hard on building up something which is important, which is knowledgeable, which shares your perspective. You'll be getting a lot of data and feeding into something who you want to become. You are a student of life. And you'll feel this shift which has come about, where you are not underconfident in sharing your perspective. You're not held back in your creativity. You're not held back in your capabilities. You will find that impact that you've been craving for in your word. More self knowledge, positive perspective of life, learning triggered by people in your surroundings. You're like absorbing knowledge from your surroundings. It broadens your horizons enormously, and it brings about lucrative commercial opportunities to you. It brings about opportunities where this is not theoretical anymore, where you can apply this into the commercial world. You'll be attracting people who will be bringing you positive shifts in your commercial worlds, and many of you would have already started feeling that because Jupiter entered this house since December 2019. So since December 2019, especially around 26th of December, we had a solar eclipse, a new start in your commercial house, leaving behind the old way of thinking about our life, moving into a more positive mindset where we are commercially more successful, where we are more impactful when it comes to our surroundings, when it comes to our ability to communicate, to sell, to market. And you'll find that already in play. But what happens in March is that we have a activation of that solar eclipse which happened in December, which means that the benefits come full-fledged in the month of March. Whatever was pending due to you when it comes to commercial activity, when it comes to written communication, when it comes to an important message that you've been waiting for, which you've been waiting for possibly over the last 3 months, that comes with this aspect. Between 20th to 23rd of March, the activation of that solar eclipse combined with Mars and Jupiter and Pluto meeting together, that is a spark of beneficial communication, beneficial. It's like you discuss something or you had to convince somebody about your perspective, and that goes through, or there's a commercial activity you're launching and that goes through very, very successfully. A project goes through very successfully, which requires you to sell, which requires you to talk, which requires you to share your skill set. And this is enormously beneficial to you. And you'll see that play out between 20th to 23rd of March. This is especially true if you have planets between 20 to 25 degree of Scorpio. I would even expand it to include 18 to 25 degree. That is around 10th to 17th of November born. This period is very, very beneficial for you. So if there was something that you were meaning to launch, you were meaning to write, you were meaning to document something, there was a contract that you were meaning to, or you were meaning to take a course, you were meaning to go for an education, you were meaning to join a school, this is the time to do it. You'll be very successful with it. Your mind is completely enriched here. You'll find that you learn things this year that you have not learned for a long time. You'll be storing a lot more information and using that commercially. We are more opportunistic in using that information for commercial gains as well. It translates into taking risk on yourself. These two things are working in unison with each other. Your ability to take risk on yourself is enhanced in this month. And combine that with your ability to spell out what you truly want to do, and we've got something. And these two houses are working in unison with each other, which translates into gains in education, gains in commercial activities, gains in deals where you need to showcase, you need to present, you need to close a deal with a client, or even in financial activities where you need to invest in something, where you need to take a risk on yourself and invest in a new proposition, where you need to invest in a business. Similarly, on the personal basis as well, this gives you ability to voice what you truly want in relationships. It makes you very assertive in the way you want to do things. But as we said, Neptune is softening the edges. This is the time where we receive things better in our personal life, where we avoid arguments. We try to say what we need to do without arguments, but we open ourselves to receiving more, and you'll receive that much easily. In fact, Venus is in your house of partnerships throughout this month. That's when we attract favors from others. We attract favors from our partners. We attract favors from our business partners, from our clients, from our personal partners, and things are easier with them. There are two dates when Venus is getting really activated. On 8th of March, Venus is meeting Uranus at 4 degrees. So there could be a personal surprise. This could be a day of surprise on 8th of March. It could be a personal surprise, or it could be a commercial, financial surprise, which I want you to be a little bit careful of, because we might spend something at that time. But it's a good thing. You'll feel very stimulated. You'll feel that you want a shift in your personal life, and you're able to make it. It's also a time when you might decide to change your physical appearance. You might decide to handle your partner in a different way. You will attract a very unique client, possibly. You might attract a very unique partner at this time. And you have Uranus in your house of partnership for the next 7 years, which means the way you connect to others is going to change. It's going to be very unique. The kind of clients you'll engage with is going to be different. The way you engage with your personal partner is going to be very different. So this adds a little bit of spark to it, especially if you have planets around 4 degree of Scorpio, which is around 27th of October born. Then the other date when Venus is getting very stimulated is on 28th of March. That is a fabulous day. If there was one day, I'll choose two. There are two dates that I really love this month: 11th of March and 28th of March. 11th of March is when something related to your passion project, business, standalone business, or it could be a bet you have taken in the market. It could be related to your children. Something positive, or positive communication can come through on that around 11th of March. Then on 28th of March is when something related to your client, financial contract with a client. There's a positive financial or love communication, a very good day with your partner. Somebody who has just come in your life and it starts working out well. It's a good Venus day. It's a beneficial day when we attract luck, when we attract positivity towards ourselves. Especially true on 28th of March if you're born around 23, around 20. If you have planets around 23 or 24 degree of Scorpio, that is around 15th to 17th of November born. There are going to be days following the 9th of March full moon when you'll find yourself closing on something which you're passionate about. You'll be working very hard on it. You'll be going after something that you're passionate about. The day to do that, especially if you are planning to launch a business, you're planning to launch something on a platform, something that you want to launch at a larger scale. 14th of March is the day. You can launch it on 11th of March or choose 14th of March. 14th of March is the day when you'll be very convincing. You'll be very impactful. 13th or 14th of March is also Scorpio moon, so you'll feel energized by that. You'll feel enthusiastic about being who you are in your element. So 14th of March is a good day. Even 19th of March is a good day to do detail work. It's a great day when you can focus on things and sort of get things done. But I would choose 11th or 14th of March to launch something. If not, then if you're launching something when it comes to a new client, or you're launching something to a specific one-on-one basis, you're launching something, then I would do that on 28th of March. After 19th of March, things will change a little bit, especially after 24th of March. You will be focusing more on setting order to things. You'll be focusing more on bringing order to life. Because after we have been through the process of knowing what we truly want, what we are passionate about, after we have given good amount of time to our creativity, to our joy, to our children, now we return to the place where we need to set order in life, and you'll be doing that after 24th of March. It could be that you're sort of shifting something in your work environment. You might be changing things up in work, or you might be starting a new project at work that requires you to take initiative, that requires you to go full blazing into it. You might be doing that, especially true if you have planets around 4 degree of Scorpio, or if you're born around 27th of October. You might be joining a new work, a new job. But for all of you, you'll be taking more initiative at work. You'll be taking more initiative when it comes to your health. Your health routines will undergo dramatic shift, in my view, after 24th of March, and this will continue till 7th of April. There'll be a lot of focus, in my view, from 24th of March to throughout April, actually, on your health, on healing, on making sure that your body is working at the level you want, or your work is supporting your health and you're taking care of your health. There is something with respect to your health. It could be an old ailment or something that you need to address. And you'll sort of take charge of that, in my view, after 24th of March. There's a big change, that is a big shift that is happening on 21st of March, a long-term shift, which is Saturn is moving into your 4th house. This is a big change. Next 2.5 years, Saturn will be in your house of home, family, and your emotional structure. How do you feel safe? So you'll be recreating. This is a very important growth step which Saturn is embarking on. I spoke about it in detail in the separate video that I did in as a part of the 2020 and beyond series. I would request you to look at that. I spent good amount of 30-40 minutes on that. It's a very important video to watch, because this is where we will be deriving our next 20 years of abundance. Jupiter will join Saturn here in December. In fact, you'll see a preview around 31st of March. Around 31st of March, Mars will be meeting Saturn as well. There's something that you'll be working very hard on. It could be related to your home. It could be related to a project that you're doing out of home. You might be creating a project which is lucrative from home. You could be doing something related to real estate, offices, which is very lucrative for you. It could be something which is coming to you from your family, which can be lucrative for you, and you'll be working on that for a very long period, because this is just the start. Saturn will be here for 2.5 years, and then Jupiter will join it in December and start a new cycle of abundance. It will become the source of your gains for the next 20 years. So do look at that video. Another date to watch out for is 13th of March. 13th of March is not a bad or a good day. 13th of March is when Chiron is getting activated. So when I spoke about that your health would become a focus for you from 24th of March onwards, it's because you will take action. It's not because something gets highlighted. In my view, that's not how I look at it. It's not because something is coming out, but you take charge of it. You're proactive about it, in my view. So on 13th of March, in the vein of being proactive about it, watch out on what's happening on 13th of March. There could be something related to your health that can get highlighted on 13th of March, which you sort of feel in your head that this is something I need to take action on. I need to proactively address. So watch out for 13th of March for that. As well as in work environment, is there something pesky in your work environment which is compromising your individuality? That comes out on 13th of March. That's the day, just falling that Sun and Pluto are together, you'll be able to focus deeply. You'll be able to figure out things that you did not see before. You'll be able to sort of get into the details of it. So look at it from the perspective of that every problem has a solution. So look at the problem that is coming up on that day, on 13th of March, as something that you'll find solution on after 24th of March. So just one day to look out for. What an amazing, amazing month we have ahead of ourselves. Scorpio, good luck for that. And I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.